Imagine being thrown into a massive fire, yet walking out completely unharmed. Imagine being told to sacrifice your own son, and willingly doing it, without hesitation. This is the story of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, a man whose trust in Allah changed the course of history. But how did he develop such unshakable faith? And what was the ultimate test that proved his tawakkul? Keep watching, because what happens next will leave you speechless. Ibrahim was no ordinary man. He grew up in a society where people worshipped idols, statues made of stone and wood. But Ibrahim questioned everything. How could these lifeless statues be gods? How could they create anything when they couldn't even move? One day, when everyone left for a festival, Ibrahim did something shocking. He broke all the idols in the temple, except for one, the biggest one. When the people returned, they were furious. Who did this to our gods? They demanded. Ibrahim simply pointed at the biggest idol and said, "Ask him." The people were speechless. They knew the idol couldn't speak. But instead of accepting the truth, they became angry. The punishment? Burn him alive. They built a massive fire, so huge that birds couldn't fly over it without being burned. Ibrahim was tied up and catapulted into the flames. At that moment, did he panic? Did he scream for help? No. Instead, he said a simple, yet powerful phrase. Allah is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs. And in an instant, something incredible happened. Allah commanded the fire. "O fire, be cool and peaceful for Ibrahim." And just like that, the fire lost its heat. The flames still roared, but they couldn't harm him. The people watched in shock. Ibrahim walked out, completely unharmed. But this was only the first of many tests. What came next would be even harder. Years passed, and Ibrahim married a woman named Hajar. But then came another test, one that would break any ordinary person. Allah commanded Ibrahim to take his wife Hajar and their newborn son, Ismail, to a barren desert with no food or water. And then leave them there. Imagine that. A father leaving his wife and child alone in the middle of nowhere. Hajar asked, "Did Allah command you to do this?" Ibrahim nodded. And without another word, he turned and walked away. Hajar called out, "Ibrahim! Ibrahim!" But he didn't turn back. Not because he didn't care. Not because he wasn't in pain. But because he fully trusted Allah. Hajar and baby Ismail soon ran out of water. The baby cried from thirst. Desperate, Hajar ran between two hills, Safa and Marwa, searching for help. She did this 7 times. And then, a miracle happened. At baby Ismail's feet, water began to gush out from the ground. This was Zamzam, the blessed water that still flows to this day. But the biggest test of Ibrahim's life was still to come. And this one was unimaginable. Years later, when Ismail grew into a young boy, Ibrahim had a dream. In the dream, he saw himself sacrificing his son for Allah. Imagine waking up from a dream like that. A father, told to kill his own child. But Ibrahim knew, this was no ordinary dream. This was a command from Allah. So, he went to his son and said, "My dear son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice you. What do you think?" And Ismail, the son who had lived through miracles, replied, "Father, do as you are commanded. You will find me patient, inshallah." With tears in his eyes, Ibrahim took his son to the place of sacrifice. He tied the blindfold around his eyes so he wouldn't see his son's face. He raised the knife. But just as he was about to do it, a voice called out, "O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the command." And instead of his son, Allah sent down a ram to be sacrificed. This moment became what we now celebrate as Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice. But the story doesn't end here. Ibrahim's legacy continues to impact us today in ways you might not even realize. It was Ibrahim, peace be upon him, and Ismail who built the Kaaba, the house of Allah in Makkah. It was Hajar's running between Safa and Marwa that became part of Hajj. It was Ibrahim's ultimate sacrifice that became Eid al-Adha. Every year, millions of people perform Hajj, repeating the same journey of faith that started with Ibrahim. And why? Because he had tawakkul. He trusted Allah completely, without hesitation. And Allah never let him down. If you've learned something new from this story, hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing Islamic stories. And don't forget to share this with someone who needs a reminder of what true trust in Allah looks like.